Imagine a place where natural beauties are surreal and serve as wallpaper for your browser. An economically rich country that truly boasts a robust democracy. A country with a diverse population and multiple official languages. Its cities are considered the best to live in the world, with extremely low crime rates, and its population is highly armed. Crystal clear rivers amidst metropolises serve for a refreshing dip at the end of a workday, and supercars can easily be spotted on the streets. The finest cheeses and chocolates are also found there. This is what we call a first world country. But how is this possible? Stay with us in this video, and we'll reveal what life is like in Switzerland. Switzerland is a mountainous country located in Central Europe, in the heart of the continent. It is characterized by not having a coastline, but is home to a considerable number of lakes, villages, and high peaks, such as the Swiss Alps. With a territorial area of about 15,942 square miles, roughly equivalent to the size of Kentucky, the country shares its borders to the north with Germany, to the east with Austria and the Principality of Liechtenstein, to the south with Italy, and to the west with France. Due to its cultural and historical diversity, Switzerland has 4 official languages, reflecting the different linguistic regions of the country. These languages are German, French, Italian, and Romansh. The latter, a Romance language, is the least used in the country and is more prevalent in some areas of the Alps. The Alps, in turn, constitute the largest mountain range in Europe, accounting for about 10% of the continent's total area. This impressive mountain chain spans several countries, including Switzerland, France, Italy, Germany, Austria, Slovenia, and Liechtenstein. What we know as states, Switzerland refers to as cantons, and it divides its territory into 26 of them, each with a wide range of competencies, including areas such as education, health, police, justice, and culture. The Swiss government system is decentralized, meaning that power is divided between the federal government and the cantons. The federal government is responsible for areas such as defense, foreign policy, and trade, while the cantons handle matters like education, health, police, and justice. Based on its decentralized and liberal political outlook, its political system is based on federalism, implying a division of power between the federal government and the cantonal governments. This is one of the reasons why the position of the president is not as significant. Switzerland elects a new president every year. The president is annually chosen by the Swiss parliament and is part of the Federal Council, composed of 7 members, serving as the executive body of the government. This structure reflects Switzerland's decentralized approach, where decisions and responsibilities are distributed among different government entities. Another relevant aspect of Swiss politics is the use of referendums to decide on controversial and contentious issues in the country, making Switzerland the world's most active country in terms of referendums. In 1990, a broad coalition of NGOs, unions, pacifists, and center-left parties aimed to introduce extremely strict rules for firearm ownership and a national centralized registry for all firearms. With nearly 60% of the votes, the proposal for firearm restrictions in Switzerland was rejected by the population in the referendum. In 2023, Switzerland held 11 referendums, with many addressing controversial issues such as immigration, nuclear energy, and euthanasia. In one of these referendums, Swiss citizens rejected a proposal to increase the refugee quota to 600 per year. In another referendum, they approved a measure to prohibit the construction of new nuclear power plants. And in a third referendum, they approved a measure to legalize euthanasia, the practice of allowing the death of a person suffering from an incurable or terminal illness to alleviate their suffering. Considered a first world country due to its effective governance principles and successful political and economic model, Switzerland meets all the criteria for such classification. Typically, these criteria include indicators like a high standard of living, political stability, advanced economic development, and efficient governance systems. According to data from the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD, Switzerland's tax burden relative to its gross domestic product, GDP, was 27.9% in 2022. This tax burden is considered low when compared to other developed countries. For example, Norway has a tax burden of 33.4%, Denmark 43.5%, and in the United States, the ratio is 26.4%. One of the fundamental criteria that categorizes Switzerland as a first world country is, of course, public safety. Contrary to what many people might think, Switzerland has one of the highest rates of firearm ownership globally. According to the Small Arms Survey, an independent research organization, Switzerland has a firearm ownership rate of 27.5 weapons per 100 inhabitants, ranking third globally, behind only the United States and Yemen. The high rate of firearm ownership in Switzerland is linked to its long tradition of mandatory military service, introduced in the 17th century. All Swiss men between the ages of 18 and 34 are required to serve in the army for a period of 18 months. After military service, soldiers are allowed to keep their service weapons at home. The armed population is seen as a deterrent to crime. According to data from the Swiss Federal Statistical Office, BFS, the homicide rate per 100,000 inhabitants in Switzerland in 2022 was 0.5, placing it on par with countries like Japan, highlighting the low incidence of homicides in the country. In comparison, Brazil had a rate of 26.7 per 100,000 inhabitants, while the United States recorded a rate of 6.5. These numbers suggest an inverse correlation between firearm ownership and homicide rates in Switzerland, although various factors influence crime statistics. Switzerland stands out as one of the wealthiest countries globally, consistently ranking among the top 5 in the list of nations with the highest per capita income. According to the World Bank in 2022, Switzerland's gross domestic product, GDP, reached approximately $770 billion. Dividing this value by its population, estimated at around 8.7 million inhabitants, results in an impressive per capita GDP of approximately $85,000. For comparison, using World Bank data for the same year, the United States reported a per capita GDP of approximately $76,500, meaning 10% lower than Switzerland's. This implies that the average wealth of the Swiss is slightly higher than that of Americans. It is true that to visit Switzerland, one needs to be financially prepared. The country is known for its high cost of living, ranked as the third highest in the world. However, the high cost of living is a reflection of the country's wealth. In other words, everything of high quality comes with a cost. As a result, people living there have access to a high standard of consumer goods and services. For instance, the country has excellent infrastructure, including top-notch roads, schools, and hospitals. Additionally, salaries in Switzerland are high, compensating for the elevated cost of living. The average monthly salary in Switzerland is around 7,000 Swiss francs, equivalent to approximately $8,200. Therefore, while Switzerland may be an expensive country to visit, for those residing there, the cost of living is offset by the high quality of life and corresponding salaries. With a robust democracy that genuinely listens to the will of the people, as mentioned earlier, and a liberal economic perspective, Switzerland, by prioritizing its population, is rewarded with some of the strongest private initiatives in the world. Some of the renowned Swiss companies we can highlight are watch brands such as Rolex, Omega, and Cartier. When we think of Switzerland, cheeses and chocolates also frequently come to mind. And of course, we cannot forget one of the country's trademarks, the famous Swiss Army knife, invented by Karl Elsener, with the purpose of meeting the needs of the Swiss armed forces. In 2022, Switzerland's population was approximately 8.7 million inhabitants. The country is undergoing a progressive aging process, but enjoys one of the highest life expectancies in the world. According to data from the World Health Organization, WHO, life expectancy in Switzerland is 83.4 years. These numbers reflect a high standard of living and an effective healthcare system, contributing to the longevity of its population. When it comes to issues such as wars or other conflicts, Switzerland is known for its neutral and peaceful stance. But surprisingly, the country maintains significant preparedness for wartime or nuclear accidents. In addition to the weaponry already in the hands of its population, each inhabitant is legally required to have a shelter that can be quickly reached from their residence. According to official surveys, there are about 300,000 shelters in Swiss homes, institutions, and hospitals, along with about 5,000 public shelters. Switzerland has an extensive and well-equipped network of nuclear shelters, capable of accommodating up to 9.3 million people, representing approximately 120% of the population. Furthermore, residents living near nuclear power plants receive iodine tablets, intended to be ingested in case of a nuclear accident. These measures reflect Switzerland's proactive approach to ensuring the safety and protection of its population against potential threats. Bern has been the capital of Switzerland since 1848, the year of the creation of the Swiss Confederation, when the city was chosen as the federal capital of the country. Since then, it has played the role of the political and administrative center, housing the federal government and government institutions. The official language of Bern is German, and the city is situated on the banks of the Aare River in the center of the country. Bern is a fantastic city that preserves its history since its founding in 1191, with many old buildings and well-preserved medieval architecture, earning it the title of UNESCO World Heritage Site. The city was home to Albert Einstein from 1902 to 1909, during which he developed the well-known theory of relativity, one of the most important scientific theories of the 20th century. Although born in Germany, Einstein became a Swiss citizen in 1901 and later renounced his German citizenship in 1915. With a population of approximately 134,000 inhabitants, Bern is a small city located slightly to the west of central Switzerland, just 12.4 miles away from the Alps. The city is also known for hosting a large number of fountains, considered local symbols. Bears are prominent symbols of the city and can be admired in the famous Bärengraben, Bear Park, which has housed bears since the 16th century. Another noteworthy aspect of the city is its carnival, the Berner Fasnacht, one of the largest and most traditional carnival events in Switzerland. It takes place annually for 4 days at the end of February or beginning of March, known for its masks, costumes, colorful parades, and enthusiastic participation of the Fasnachtler, the carnival participants. The parades wind through the narrow streets of Bern's old town, accompanied by music, dance, and singing, making the carnival a vibrant and unique celebration in the city. About 59.1 miles from Bern, we find Zurich, the largest and most populous city in Switzerland, with around 415,000 inhabitants. When considering metropolitan areas, the city reaches approximately 1.8 million inhabitants, housing about 20% of the Swiss population. Located north of Lake Zurich and along the banks of the Limmat River, the city offers charming landscapes, providing a glimpse between the past and present. According to the 2022 Global Livability Index, Zurich is one of the best cities in the world to live in, ranking just behind Vienna, Austria, and Copenhagen, Denmark. The city is served by Zurich International Airport, which receives flights from major cities worldwide and is only an 11-minute train ride from the city center. It's worth noting that Switzerland has an impeccable and modern railway network spread across the country. Zurich's historic center, known as Altstadt, is one of the best preserved in Europe. It's a labyrinth of narrow and winding streets filled with shops, restaurants, cafes, and landmarks. Zurich is a cosmopolitan and multicultural city, reflecting this aspect in its nightlife, making it the primary and liveliest city in Switzerland when it comes to nightlife. The city hosts a variety of bars and pubs offering diverse options of drinks and music, including jazz bars, rock bars, blues bars, and electronic music bars. When delving into the natural and architectural beauties of Switzerland, the country presents a breathtaking spectacle, and among these wonders, the Oberalp Pass stands out. Situated at an altitude of 6,706 feet in the Alps, Oberalp Pass is a mountain pass connecting the Uri and Graubünden regions. Besides its logistical significance, the location captivates visitors with stunning panoramic views and the feeling of being on top of the world. The picturesque Alpine scenery, adorned with green fields and snow-covered peaks, makes Oberalp Pass an unforgettable experience for nature lovers and explorers. Speaking of mountain passes, the Furka Pass is another mountain pass connecting the Gams Valley in Switzerland to the Valtellina Valley in Italy. Built in 1867, it is one of Switzerland's most winding roads. The ascent is steep and full of curves, but the view from the top is rewarding. The location is famous and has served as a backdrop for several films, including the legendary James Bond 007 Goldfinger from 1965. The place is also home to the historic Hotel Belvedere, built in 1882 by Joseph Steiler, a young entrepreneur from the region. Hotel Belvedere quickly became one of the most popular hotels on Furka Pass, frequented by tourists from around the world, including royalty such as Queen Victoria of the United Kingdom. The hotel was a commercial success until the 1970s. However, the construction of a new road through Furka Pass, diverting traffic away from the curve where the hotel was located, led to a decline in visitors. The hotel was then closed in 1982 and has since been abandoned, serving only as a stop for visitors, with on-site snack bars. Also in the Alps, we find the Gotthard Base Tunnel, the world's longest railway tunnel. Stretching an impressive 35.48 miles, it connects Erstfeld in the canton of Uri to Bodio in the canton of Ticino. Crossing the majestic Swiss Alps at an impressive speed of approximately 155 miles per hour, this remarkable feat of underground engineering has redefined standards, offering an efficient railway route through the Alpine mountains. Inaugurated in 2016, the Gotthard Base Tunnel symbolizes Switzerland's ability to overcome internal geographic challenges, boosting mobility within the country. The verdant valleys of Switzerland offer a spectacle of surreal natural beauty, with hills covered in lush meadows and untouched forests. Surrounded by the majestic Alps, these valleys provide a serene and picturesque landscape, where crystal-clear rivers naturally meander through the fields. The harmony between untouched nature and traditional Swiss architecture makes this region a charming retreat for those who appreciate tranquility and serenity. While Switzerland lacks a coastline, its lakes and rivers present an irresistible invitation for a swim. In Bern, the capital, where the Aare River flows, it stands out as a significant natural resource for the city, utilized in various ways by the Swiss. During the summer, the river's waters reach relatively warm temperatures, up to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, making it an ideal location for activities such as swimming, diving, sunbathing, and water sports. It's common to see people using the river to cool off after a day of work, placing their belongings in waterproof bags and immersing themselves in the water, whether for swimming or simply relaxing. This practice proves to be a fun and relaxing way to end the day. Additionally, the Aare River is also used for recreational purposes, including boat trips, fishing, and rafting, making it a popular attraction for both tourists and locals. It stands out as one of the main tourist attractions in Bern. Returning to the snow, our next stop is the largest ski resort in Switzerland, the Verbier Valley. Located in the town of Verbier, in the Canton of Valais, about 87 miles from Geneva, another major city in Switzerland. With 254 miles of slopes, it is the largest connected ski area in the country and one of the largest in Europe. The resort comprises 4 valleys: Verbier, Nendaz, Les Combins, and Val de Bagne. Verbier is a world-renowned ski resort that caters to everyone, from beginners to experts. The resort has a wide variety of slopes, from easy and gentle to challenging and steep. Verbier is a popular destination for skiers from around the world. The resort is accessible by plane, train, and car. Despite being English, the character 007 has a very strong connection with Switzerland. The imposing Schilthorn mountain, situated at 9,744 feet above sea level, offers breathtaking views of the Swiss, French, and German Alps. At its highest point is the iconic Piazza Gloria, a disc-shaped building with a rotating platform that stands out not only for its facilities, but also for its association with the legendary James Bond. Gloria played a significant role in the film On Her Majesty's Secret Service, 1969. In this movie, the building took on the role of the headquarters for the villain Ernst Stavro Blofeld, who planned to launch a nuclear missile against London. Scenes were filmed both inside and outside Piazza Gloria, with the restaurant representing the luxurious banquet hall of the villain. After the success of the film, Piazza Gloria became a renowned tourist attraction, offering not only a unique experience in the revolving restaurant, but also a museum dedicated to the secret agent 007. Today, Piazza Gloria remains one of the most popular destinations in Switzerland, intertwining the natural majesty of the mountains with the eternal fascination for the James Bond cinematic universe. Now, we move on to a location that receives around 4 million visitors annually, the Chillon Castle. It is a medieval castle situated on the shores of Lake Geneva in Veto, 1.86 miles from Montreux. Its construction began in the 12th century and was completed in the 15th century, originally erected by the Counts of Savoy as a fortress and residence. The castle served as a prison during the Middle Ages and witnessed several significant historical events. The castle consists of 25 interconnected buildings with corridors and walkways. It has 36 rooms, including living rooms, bedrooms, kitchens, chapels, and a dungeon. Additionally, it houses a museum that narrates its history and that of the region. The castle represents a significant cultural and historical attraction, being one of the most popular tourist destinations in Switzerland. So, how about hiking to have lunch at a restaurant 4,593 feet above sea level on a slope, approximately 328 feet high? This is the Aescher Restaurant, located on Mount Oberalp in the canton of Appenzell. The restaurant was built in 1884 as a guest house. In 1903, it was converted into a restaurant and quickly became a popular destination for tourists and hikers. It is accessible by cable car or trail. The trail from Wasserauen takes about 3 hours. Aescher gained international fame in 2015 when it was featured on the cover of National Geographic magazine. Since then, it has become one of the most visited restaurants in Switzerland. The Verzasca Valley, in the canton of Ticino, in the Italian-speaking part of the country, reveals itself as a region of remarkable natural beauty. With approximately 15.5 miles in length, the valley is surrounded by imposing mountains, some reaching impressive altitudes of up to 6,562 feet. The Verzasca River, which gives its name to the valley, is famous for its crystal-clear waters and emerald green color, creating rapids, waterfalls, and natural pools that attract tourists from around the world. The buildings in the Verzasca Valley add a unique cultural layer to the landscape, reflecting the Italian influence in the region. Local architecture stands out for its characteristic use of stones and white facades, enriched with colorful details. Among the most prominent attractions of the valley is the Ponte dei Salti, a medieval bridge that majestically spans the Verzasca River. The valley proves to be a tranquil retreat for those seeking relaxation and appreciation of the surrounding natural beauty. The Giesbach waterfall is one of Switzerland's most popular tourist attractions. It is located on the southern side of Lake Brienz in the Interlaken region in the canton of Bern. The waterfall has a total height of 1,368 feet, divided into 14 cascades, making it considered one of the most beautiful in Europe. On site, you'll find the Grand Hotel Giesbach, opened in 1859. The hotel is one of the most luxurious in Switzerland and offers a spectacular view of the waterfall. Giesbach can be visited on foot or by funicular, which was inaugurated in 1879 and is the oldest still functioning funicular in Switzerland. Additionally, there is a boat that docks near the end of the waterfall in Lake Brienz, next to the funicular station. The boat, called Giesbach Boat, provides a relaxing way to appreciate the beauty of the waterfall. From Giesbach Waterfall, our next stop is Lake Oeschinen, an alpine lake located in the town of Kandersteg, in the canton of Bern. The lake is at an altitude of 5,177 feet above sea level and has a surface area of 271.816 acres. The lake is surrounded by 3 mountains exceeding 9,842 feet, including Oeschinenhorn, Frindenhorn, and Doldenhorn. The mountains are reflected in the crystal-clear waters of the lake, creating a stunning landscape. Lake Oeschinen is accessible by cable car or on foot through trails. The cable car departs from the town of Kandersteg and takes about 10 minutes to reach the lake. The hike to the lake takes approximately 45 minutes and is a great way to appreciate the scenery. Throughout the creation of this video, I came across the following question: are there any polluted rivers or lakes in Switzerland? The short answer is no, but it was not always the case. In 1960, only 15% of the Swiss population was connected to the water treatment network. In 1967, the approval of a referendum with the popular initiative Protection of Water Against Pollution forced a change in attitude. Thus, in 1971, wastewater treatment became a legal requirement in the country. Later, in 2005, 97% of the waste from the Swiss population was already connected to a central water treatment plant. Switzerland sets an example for the world in terms of water and sewage treatment. The population today has the privilege of being able to swim in the rivers of urban centers in clean water and show the world that it is possible to coexist with nature and also preserve it. Entering the world of Swiss cuisine, considering that the country is globally recognized for the production of excellent cheeses, it is evident that the first typical Swiss dish we will present is cheese fondue. Swiss cheese fondue is a delicious and iconic delicacy originating from the Alps. Prepared with a mixture of cheeses such as Gruyere, Vacherin, or Appenzell, it is melted slowly and served in the kakelon, a ceramic pot. Traditionally, it is accompanied by pieces of fresh bread and potatoes, resulting in a comforting and socially engaging gastronomic experience. Raclette is a typical Swiss dish originating from the canton of Valais. The name comes from the French verb racler, meaning to scrape, a reference to the traditional way of preparing the dish. Raclette is made with a Swiss cheese of the same name, which is melted on the grill or in a specific appliance called a raclette grill. The melted cheese is then scraped and served over boiled potatoes, sometimes accompanied by other ingredients such as meats, vegetables, or fruits. Cervelas, a Swiss sausage, is a delicious and popular delicacy made with a mixture of pork, beef, and herbs. This sausage is traditionally consumed and is popular for its juicy flavor and tender texture. Often grilled or boiled, cervelas is served as a side dish in many meals, providing an authentic gastronomic experience rooted in the country's rich culinary tradition. And for you potato lovers, we present Rösti, an iconic Swiss dish. It is a simple and comforting recipe made with grated and fried potatoes until golden brown. Originating from the Swiss region of Bern, Rösti is appreciated for its crispy exterior and soft interior. Served as a side dish or main course, it reflects Alpine culinary tradition, being a delight enjoyed throughout the country. Now, entering the universe of pasta, we present Älplermagronen, known as the Mountain Dwellers' Macaroni. This Swiss dish combines cooked pasta, potatoes, onions, cheese, and cream, often accompanied by applesauce. Originating from the Alpine regions, it was initially enjoyed by Swiss mountaineers and shepherds during their extensive journeys in the mountains. Regardless of the recipe, Älplermagronen offers a delicious foray into Swiss cuisine, highlighting the country's tasty cheeses. To conclude this video, it is important to highlight the ostensive and natural presence of supercars like Lamborghinis, Bugattis, and Ferraris on the streets, especially in cities like Zurich. As mentioned earlier, Switzerland is known for its economic stability, solid financial system, and high standard of living, resulting in a high concentration of wealthy and successful individuals. Consequently, it is common to see a large number of luxury cars on its streets. This automotive phenomenon is a visual manifestation of Swiss economic success. I hope you have enjoyed this tour of Switzerland. If you liked this video and want to continue exploring the world with us, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and of course, leave your comments below.